can do in the next 56 days, are we down to, Derek? I think it's 54 or 56 days, whatever it is, before election, is not only vote, and vote ahead of time. Go down to your township or city hall, get your absentee ballot so you don't have to worry about waiting in line, and vote. And if you still have time on election day, go down and hand out pamphlets and talk to people. You got to stay 100 feet away from the poll, but you can get out into the polling site and talk to people about voting Trump. That's what you do. And when it comes to congressmen, make sure you're voting for at least a Republican rhino instead of a Democrat. And if there's a good libertarian or other guy on those lower ballot tickets, go them too. Look at people individually. Do not hit that straight ticket lever, people. For crying out loud, you are an American. You know how to read. You should be able to read and do a half hour or an hour's worth of homework before you go to the polls. So this is what we do, campaign a little bit. I talked about this years ago when Herman Cain was running, right? 555. Go out and talk to 5 friends that you know are conservatives. Have your mindset. Make sure they're registered. Make sure they're voting for Trump and down ballot Republican tickets or conservatives or whatever it is your choice. And then look for 5 independents and get those 5 independents and make sure they know and have the information. Give them some Google points to go look up. And then you'll never get them, but try looking at 5 Democrats. And you may very well, in this day and age, because you're starting to see the cracks in the Democratic shield. There are people who have been voting Democratic for years and still are getting screwed over, and it's finally dawning on them. 3, 4, 5 generations of getting screwed by the Democrats, and it's beginning to break. So you have to do a little. Get on that social media. That's what you have to do. If you're not on Twitter, if you're not on Facebook, if you're not on Instagram, Pinterest, or anything, get on them. And start retweeting that stuff and working it. You can work some people. You don't have to be rude. Don't have to be mean. And some people you're never going to change. Just agree to disagree. But point out those things. There's a million articles on the internet that you can just put the link on. You don't have to argue with people. Just put the link up there. They'll check it out and go, ooh. It may not change their mind, but there's a percentage that will be changed when they see the facts. And that is the best way to deal with Facebook or Twitter. Find the link of the information that proves your point and put it up there. You don't have to argue. You don't have to name call. You don't have to do any of those things. Just take your time, do your research, and feed it out to people. Talk to people. Go to parties. It's that time of year. Football games, tailgate parties. Yeah, get out there and talk a little bit. I know it's not always comfortable, but you have to put yourself out of that comfort zone. I do that every Saturday. It's not my comfort zone to come in here and get all red-faced and high blood pressure. Is it, Derek? Look at me. Do I look red in the mirror? Yeah, a little bit. This is my exercise for the week, Derek. I don't actually go out and run or get my blood pressure up or anything other. So when I come in here, I think this is my exercise. This is what I do. All right, let's take a call from Mike in Belleville. Mike, welcome to the show.
Yes, hi. I listen to you every Saturday on my way to work. Great show. Look, the last call you had made a really good point. He said, what did these refugees bring to the table? And I immediately was thinking about, the people who came to Ellis Island from Italy and Ireland and Poland and all over, they brought their skills here. They weren't trained for their skills here. They brought their skills here. And the number one thing I like about those people is they wanted to become American citizens. They wanted a better life. God bless them. They got it. And they wanted to become American citizens. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, that's a great point because you know what? 9 out of 10 of them have no skills. Don't have anything worth because they're collecting welfare, right? If 9 out of 10 of them are collecting welfare, they're not bringing anything to the party.
Right, and we're left with the problem of training these people, training them. What are they bringing here? I mean, we are told that they helped build this country. Please explain to me how.
Yeah, that's one of Barack Obama's thing. The Muslims helped build this country, blah, blah. No, they did not, Mr. Obama. You're full of it. You're full of it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Gary.
You got it. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the call. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that is exactly right. Bring something to the table. Bring something to the party. I don't go to parties empty-handed. I take a bottle of wine at least. Bring something to the table. And if you're not, you should be willing to work your tail off, work your butt off, become the migrant fruit picker, whatever. I mean, at least the people that are coming across the border from Mexico, you know what? They have a skill. They pick fruit and vegetables better than anyone else. And you know what? Those people, if they're coming across legally, those people should have some kind of a work permit track to citizenship because you know what? They're coming here to take a good job as opposed to coming here to collect welfare. Any other country in the world you cannot go to unless you have some way of proving that you can make a living. And yet we don't do that here in the United States. We welcome everybody with open arms and give them money. 110,000 refugees, Syrian refugees, made it into the country, and 56 were Christian. Absolutely amazing. Derek, we got time. I'm going to take this call from Mike in Ann Arbor. Mike, good to hear from you.
Good. We've got too many Christians here. We're letting in too many Christians. We've got to stop this influx. They're swamping us. Okay, first of all, I want to say something about the I was just kidding, of course. I want to say something about the breakup of the black coalition for the Democrats. I think what you're seeing is when you see Sheila Jackson Lee and some other Democrats in the mafia in Congress starting to call Mr. Trump a racist outright like they did the other day, simply because he says, what the hell have you got to lose if you give me a shot? This, I think they're seeing, the mafia leaders of the Black Caucus are seeing their power shifting, and I think the blacks are starting to see it and saying, for 50, 60 years, we've gotten absolutely nothing from the Democratic Party, period.
That's exactly right. Tell me what wholesale training program is available in I used to work in one years and years ago, and it wasn't done by guys in Detroit. It was done by some construction guys outside of Detroit, and we went into Detroit. We took all the guys in Detroit that didn't have high school education. We gave them their GED, trained them to get their GED. They had to pass the test, and then we gave them a trade. Painting, drywall, bricking, roofing, carpentry. We did that, and that program lasted maybe a year or two and got shut down.
Well, here's another little thing that I think is going to help Trump, and hopefully it gets some traction in the news. I don't know if you've heard this or not, but Mexico is evidently building a wall on the southern border.
Yep.
So in other words, if Trump wants to build a wall on our southern border, Mexico is building one on theirs. He has every right, and I think this just diffuses the argument against Trump. And the other thing is, all Trump has to do is just say, we want to enforce the same identical laws that the Mexicans do for immigration.
You're reading my mind, Mike. Period. That is exactly right. You cannot call using Mexico's immigration rules and enforcement rules, use exactly those same ones. You're dead on the money.
And
use
one
those
thing
same
I'm going
rules.
to say again, we're letting in too many Christians. We've got to stop this. We've got to stop it.
Mike,
they're going to flood us.
Mike, I got to have you in here to talk with me, and we're going to wait because I'm expecting that something bad is going to happen to Europe. And when that does, I want you to come in that Saturday with me and talk because
I will tell you what's going to be happening in Europe because right now the countries that are part of the Visegrad, which is Slovakia, Hungary, Poland, and I forget the fourth one. I think it's the Czech Republic. I'm not sure. They are meeting right now, and you may have a breakup of Europe coming. And I can tell you something right now. It's not going to stop with those four nations. It's going to be about another 3 or 4 that are going to break. Europe is gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, make sure you book me a space. I want you to get you in here one Saturday, and we'll have a great conversation.
As long as it's not when Wisconsin's playing you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Take care, Mike.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, Derek, how much time we got? 2 minutes. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the Clintons, and we're not going to be able to get through all of it, but if we're going to talk about the Clintons, we're going to talk a little bit about how much they actually spend from the Clinton Foundation. Now, it's just 5.7%. That's 5.7 cents of every dollar that is donated to the Clinton Foundation actually went to charitable IRS filings. So this isn't me. The rest goes to salaries, employee benefits, fundraising, and other expenses. So they're taking the money they get to raise more money. That's what they're doing. This is called greed and power, and this is what the Clintons specialize in. They started way back in Arkansas as a simple governor and first lady of Arkansas, and they've turned it into a global billion-dollar enterprise to suck money out of people and out of businesses and out of other countries, because so much of that money at the Clinton Foundation actually comes from other countries, and that in itself is an issue. All right, we'll pick this back up on the other side. See you in a few.
People are always on the go, driving to work, running errands. How do they keep informed? They listen to Wham Talk 1600 just like you. If you're a business owner, your message can reach these people wherever their travels take them. People tune to Wham Radio for the latest issues, discussed by hosts like Joe Pags, Fayrone X, and Dana Lesh. And they'll stay tuned for your message as well. Call 734-971-1600 today and advertise your business with Wham Radio and whamradio.com. whamradio.com.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Syria's military says the U.S. coalition has struck its base in an eastern province, allowing ISIS to advance. And Russia says more than 60 Syrian soldiers were killed in that airstrike. Meanwhile, friction growing.
Russian President Vladimir Putin criticizing the U.S. for, he says, not doing enough to rein in U.S.-backed opposition forces in Syria. The U.S. says Russia isn't putting enough pressure on Syria's government to ensure safe passage for a convoy of UN humanitarian aid trucks.
Fox's John Huddy, a charity race in Seaside, New Jersey, delayed by a pipe bomb explosion.
That blast going off right by the bathrooms runners had been using all morning. No one was hurt. The boardwalk, several businesses and homes in the area have been evacuated as investigators try to find out if there are any more explosives.
Fox Radio's Jill Nato, Fox News. We report, you decide.
This is Mark with Ashelman Equipment. Need help with your property maintenance? Ashelman Equipment has LS tractor loaders ready to go. Power steering and transmissions make driving fun and easy for the whole family. Want to stay out of the weather? Cab tractors with heat and AC in stock. Buckets, forks, snow blades are changed with just a pull of a lever. LS Tractor is the highest quality tractor in the U.S. and #1 in customer satisfaction, awarded by EDA for 2015 and again in 2016. Highest quality, more features standard, 5-year warranty, free loader, and 1.59% financing qualifying. Ashelman Equipment in Whitmore Lake is at exit 50 on US 23, just north of Ann Arbor. Call 734-994-6000. That's 734-994-6000.
Join Jeff Long, CFP FIC financial consultant, as he shares strategies on how to accumulate and distribute money for your retirement. Pass on money to your heirs and charities in a tax-wise manner and increase the overall probability of investment success. Thrivent Financial is hosting 3 free workshops to be held on Monday, September 19th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Novi Public Library. Tuesday, September 20th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Salem South Lyon District Library. And Thursday, September 29th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Wixom Public Library. Call 734-455-9272. That's 734-455-9272. Or email Huron Valley Group at Thrivent.com to reserve your space. You can also register online at Thrivent.com/find-a-workshop.
You're listening to The Drift on Wham Talk 1600. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, back to you.
And thank you for tuning in to catch my drift here at Wham Talk 1600. And later tonight at rednationrising.us, you can catch it there. If you have not been thinking ahead, and especially if you're middle-aged or even younger than the middle-aged, the sooner you start, the better. You might want to worry about retirement and estate strategies. Join special guest speaker Jeff Long, who works as a financial consultant, CFP, for Thrivent Financial. He's going to be having some events, and these are free workshops that you can go to and learn a little bit about how to invest your money. And you can pass on money to heirs and charities, and, that's an important thing. You really have to take your time and know what you're doing. Just don't leave it to chance, folks, because the IRS is out to screw you. They're out to screw your family after you die. Make sure you put things in place and invest properly. Now, you can go to one of these complimentary events, September 19th. That's this Monday at the Novi Public Library between 4:30 and 6:30. And then September 20th, Tuesday, South Lyon District Library. That's Salem South Lyon District Library between 4:30 and 6:30. And then September 29th at the Wixom Public Library between 4 and 6 p.m. You can RSVP by calling 734-455-9272. That's 734-455-9272. It's free. Let me tell you again.